What if I told you that COVID was just a dress rehearsal? No, wait, I'm not trying to jinx us or become that crazy guy on the corner yelling about the end of the world. But yesterday, I was looking at some old photos of my grandmother, and she told me she lost 3 siblings in an epidemic when she was a child. 3! Out of a family of 7 kids. And then I went digging and discovered something. If we look at history, we'll realize there have been diseases so absurdly brutal that they'd make our recent pandemics seem like, I don't know, that hangover after mixing beer with energy drinks. Today, I'm going to tell you about 5 extinct diseases that thankfully aren't circulating anymore. But if they came back, we wouldn't survive long enough to complain on X, formerly Twitter, about toilet paper shortages at the supermarket. Brace yourself, because this is going to be heavy. And if you're eating right now, maybe you should stop for about 10 minutes. Ready? Countdown activated.
5. Smallpox. If you think pimples on your face are bad, imagine a disease that basically turned your entire body into a colony of pus-filled blisters. Smallpox killed around 300 million people in the 20th century alone. That's almost the entire population of the United States. Twice! And here's the kicker. The mortality rate was up to 30%. Not like, oh, just the severe cases. Nope. It was Russian roulette with 2 bullets in the chamber. Even worse, survivors were left disfigured, covered in scars. And if luck really wasn't on their side, they could go blind too. The good news? Smallpox became the first disease officially eradicated by vaccination in 1980. The bad news? The virus still exists in a few labs, so technically it could come back. Just picture it. You wake up, turn on the news, and the anchor says, "Smallpox is back." On that day, my friend, put down your phone and start praying. 4. Bubonic Plague, also known as the Black Death. And honestly, the nickname is not an exaggeration. In the 14th century, it swept across Europe and killed about 75 million people. That was almost the entire population of the continent at the time. Symptoms? First a fever, then swollen lymph nodes that turned into massive black lumps, hence the name. Oh, and in the final stage, you basically rotted alive. It was transmitted by fleas on rats, which means a single rodent in your house could literally bring about the end of civilization. And fun fact, it still exists today in some parts of the world, but it's super rare and treatable with antibiotics. Imagine if it wasn't. Every time a rat scurried past, people would sprint away like it was a Looney Tunes sketch. 3. Marburg Hemorrhagic Fever. If you've heard of Ebola, this one is like its forgotten cousin, only meaner. Marburg was discovered in 1967 in Germany when scientists were handling monkeys imported from Uganda. Because, of course, scientists have a special talent for accidentally inventing nightmare scenarios. Mortality rate up to 88%. This isn't a virus, it's a death sentence. And the symptoms? Brace yourself. Brutal headaches, vomiting, diarrhea, then your body starts bleeding from every possible place. Nose, mouth, eyes. It's like you turned into a human meat fountain. The outbreak was contained, but the virus still pops up occasionally in small African outbreaks. Now imagine if a global version spread. COVID would look like, I don't know, seasonal allergies by comparison. 2. Cocoliztli. You've probably never heard of it, and for good reason. This monster hit Mexico in the 16th century and was so devastating that scientists still argue about what it actually was. Called Cocoliztli, or pestilence in Nahuatl, it wiped out up to 80% of the indigenous population in some regions. Symptoms recorded at the time? Raging fevers, bizarre bleeding, hallucinations, and an insatiable thirst. People literally drank water non-stop until they died. Nobody knows for sure if it was a virus, bacteria, or some cursed cocktail of both. What we do know is that it nearly erased entire civilizations. If it showed up today, forget the WHO, forget masks, forget lockdowns. Nothing would hold it back. 1. The Spanish flu. Yes, the flu. But not the, oh, I've got the flu, time for tea and Netflix type. Between 1918 and 1920, the Spanish flu infected around 500 million people, almost a third of the world's population at the time, and killed at least 50 million. The scariest part? It didn't just hit the elderly or the weak. Young, strong, healthy people, folks in their prime, could go from fine to dead in a matter of days. And the morbid detail? Some patients woke up feeling fine, took the train to work in the morning, and were found dead on their way home, all in the same day. Now compare it to COVID. Yes, it was serious. Yes, it was devastating. But the Spanish flu made lockdowns look like summer vacation.
So, there you have it. The good news is that all these diseases are extinct or controlled. Medicine has evolved. We have vaccines, antibiotics, protocols that work. The bad news? Nature loves to remind us that she's the one running the show. And if COVID taught us anything, it's how the world can stop in the face of a relatively mild virus. Now imagine if it were smallpox coming back from Russian laboratories, or if it were the Black Death in an antibiotic-resistant version, or worse yet, if it were Marburg spreading during Mardi Gras in New Orleans. The point is, humanity has faced much worse things than COVID and survived, sometimes by luck, sometimes by science, sometimes because someone very smart invented a vaccine at the right time. So, next time you hear about new variants or mysterious virus in China, take a deep breath, wash your hands, and remember, if our ancestors managed to survive all these monstrosities without even knowing what a virus was, we can handle anything. Because in the end, the world is too strange not to be told. And as long as we have stories to tell, it means we're still here to bother nature. So, which of these made you the most paranoid? Let me know in the comments if you can still sleep tonight.